I'm gonna talk about like my first time coming to China and like what it was like. Um, Dude, girl, whoever's watching, if you come from America, we are in the dark ages, like compared to China. I touched down. I landed in Shanghai, and I stayed in this hotel. It was like $40, and spent the night there. It was not bad. It was clean, and the first thing I got on, I rode the bus back to the airport, and then I got on the maglev train. Dude, that is so fast. Like, it's the fastest train in the world in operation, and like it's just kind of like how can I describe it? It's just like you've been in the plane, right? And you know you're going fast, but you don't really feel it, right? Now, put yourself kind of like a little bit above ground level, maybe about, I don't know, 30 feet above ground level. I don't know what that is in meters. My calculating's off. But I'm talking about you're going 15 kilometers in 8 minutes or less. And I'm just talking about like, and it's like you're floating. Like, that was the coolest, like, wow, it, and I had never, like, prior to coming to China, I had never been on a bullet train. It's like, for the life of me, I don't know why we don't have them back home, but politics. We went to, no, it was just me. It was me by myself, and in my rudimentary Chinese, and man, I went to the Shanghai Pudong New District. That's where they have the Oriental Pearl Tower. That's where they have the the big world financial tower. All that stuff. And this big gigantic mall is really nice. And I went there. I just walked through there. I walked through the entire mall. I was exhausted, but it's like I'm outside of the country for the first time, so it's like adrenaline. Like, it was so cool. And like, what else did I do? I went to like Jing'an. I went to another mall. I just walked around in there, just wow, just amazed. Like, like malls in the States are like, oh, I'm going to Lenox Mall. Okay, Lenox is pretty, but it's not big. Like, you're talking about a mall designed to, Lenox Mall is maybe designed to accommodate several thousand people at one time. A standard Chinese mall is designed to accommodate several million. So it's kind of like, it's immense, like big, like really, really big. Like, you got to go there and see it. Like, going to China, like, and this was just for a check. Like, I wasn't sure if I was going to China, and like, there was a certain connection that allowed me to do so. If you are privileged enough to have the opportunity to visit China and just to look and see, you will be impressed. I mean, it's on the other side of the world, but it's worth it. And it was a clear day. I went to Shanghai, and there was no smog. I mean, we do get that here, but there was no smog. It was a beautiful day. It was Christmas. I went for Christmas. Would you believe it? And what else did I do? I went to this place called D Mall, and it had those like vinyl little plastic, whatever they are, blinds, I guess, I don't know, but I'm fucking, oh, like they call it, oh, it's D Mall, like they're mimicking a mall after the hood. Like, that's what I thought, when I originally went there. I'm like, because you went to you live in a black neighborhood. Everybody's seen a flea market. They got the little plastic things hanging down, and it's like, it keeps the AC from escaping. I don't know, but it was cool, and like stuff was dirt cheap. But me being a foreigner and like going there for the first time, man, they took me to town. Like, as far as, you got to know how to bargain. Like, in America, we don't do that because, they say, oh, this isn't, you can't have this on our streets unless it's a specific fare. It's a way of life in China. You bargain for everything. Unless you go to one of these bougie cities, I will not name them. You bargain everywhere. I went back to my hotel. I went to sleep. What else? I did something else on the second day in Shanghai. Oh yeah, it was People's Square, and I think it was from there I went to the to the D Mall. People's Square was nice. I was impressed. They got the the government center. They got the soldiers like standing there like just looking all scary and that. But it was cool. I'm like, okay, I'm like, it was cool. Man, and the streets, they're so big. And every morning they have people that clean the streets. Like, I'm not talking about, the little machine thing coming and spraying. I'm talking about people actually getting up 4 days in the morning and sweeping the streets clean for the next day, every day. Like, man, they got bike lanes, they got bus lanes, they got lines for regular cars. I mean, like, infrastructure there is like, mind you, that's why I'm studying civil engineering here, because they do it well. I didn't study civil engineering here because it's like, oh, I just want to get an easy degree. No, it's hard to graduate from Southeast University. Shoot, my grades are lackluster. But I think it was the last day I was there. I got on that bullet train to Nanjing, and I planned to come to Nanjing for a long time. It's a historical city, and I heard good things about it. Nanjing University, I wanted to go there. Man, it was just kind of like I got on that train, and I must have got on a really, really good one, because it was just a hum, and it was so relaxing. And it's like, I just look at China, and it was snowing when I got to Nanjing. And I went to Nanjing University. Of course, I'm not in Nanjing University now, because they didn't have civil engineering. That's what I wanted to study. But I went there. I was just, wow, it's snowing. I have a snowy Christmas. And this Chinese girl, she wished me Merry Christmas in Chinese. And I'm like, what? And she's like, Merry Christmas. I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you too. And I was ignorant when I went there, so I had the idea that Chinese people were poor, because I was super embarrassed when I got lost. And she helped me find the subway. I think it was either Gulo or Zhangfuyuan. And she paid for my ticket, and I was like, no. I wanted to give her money, because I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I'm so embarrassed because I thought Chinese people were poor. These people are loaded, man. They loaded. They loaded. Anything you saw about China, as far as the East, is a lie. They rich. And I was like, I was trying to hand her money. I'm like, she's like, no. She would not accept. And I got on the train. I felt so embarrassed. I'm like, because I felt like I was robbing the poor. But I just had a really good impression about China. And, that was my first visit there. I went home. It was like December 26th. But I loved it.